Crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and I hope you all have had an amazing weekend. Mine has. I know you're going to be shocked. A little busy and just filled of all kinds of activities, but you know what? It's just the way I live, and I would like to say I can slow down, I'll settle down, and I'll do some things different. But yeah, just not going to happen. So it is my personality. It is just the way I do things. So I um, I won't say that I don't get tired because it does, but it is what it is. So let's see who is here. Judy was first in the chat tonight. Thanks for being here this afternoon, Judy. Russ is in the house. I'm radio silent because I'm on my phone. All good. But we appreciate that Russ is here, right? Hey, Brian, Jackie, thanks for being here this afternoon. Jen's here. Melanie's here. Hey, Melanie, welcome in. Kevmar's here. Mary F., good evening from Kansas. Goodness gracious. Sally's in the house. Thanks for being here. And look, all of a sudden, Nightbot's going to work today. So let's see if Nightbot wants to work or not work. I know, I think Sean finally just gave up on Nightbot. He's decided to move a different direction. I know Russ got frustrated with Nightbot yesterday. So we'll see what happens. But just kind of crazy. I am not a good tech guy, anyways. So, it's all I could do to get this to work, right? And you know what? I think I forgot to turn closed captioning on tonight. I am so sorry. Let me see real quick if I can grab it, but I think I have to do it before. Sean did help me figure out what to do. So, guys, I am sorry if the closed captioning is not working. It's supposed to automatically load, so maybe it did. If not, I will keep working on it. It is my intent to get there. Hey, Colleen, thanks for being here. She says she's going to be working on binding her Tibet quilt, but the kitty is taking up my lap. I understand. Tell you what, those animals take priority. Sorry, guys, but my dogs were as spoiled as they could absolutely be. In fact, my children, my daughter especially, used to say, I think you like the dogs better. To which I replied, yes, especially as we hit 13, 14 years old. Dogs mind it much better and required a whole lot less work. So it is what it is. If you saw the post for the weekend ready, I got some new Andover fabrics. I fell in love with these. I started watching MX. God, I can't think of his name now. His channel just popped up the other day, and I was like, oh, you're killing me. Jackie, thanks. I will definitely get the closed captioning working. I don't know what's going on. Supposedly, it's supposed to load automatically for me. I did forget to go into YouTube and remind it, but I will definitely get that fixed. I definitely want to be cognizant of folks that appreciate that. And sometimes with my accent and things going on, I can imagine it probably nice to have the closed captioning, although I'd love to understand how they capture some of the things I say. But I will definitely take a look at that. I did get some new Andover fabrics. I fell in love with these. This is the 2024 pattern. I didn't have it to show you all the other day. It's a pretty simple pattern. And so I really liked the looks of it. And the problem was, I really felt like I needed these fabrics because I needed the definition that these fabrics will bring and allow me to do with the pattern. So, yep, went out and grabbed yet one more. Um, and I'm sitting here wondering, it's like, when on earth am I ever going to get these things done? Like, I have um, so much going on. It's just crazy. Oh, Balloonist is in Stephanie's retreat in Ohio. I hope you are having an amazing time. So that's a big trip from Tucson. So I hope it is everything you expected, and you could not be with a nicer, um, just better person. I just love Stephanie. Everything about her. She is just so amazing. I just fell in love with the colors, and so I decided, you know what, I'm going to grab those. And then this weekend, since we went up to Shady Pines, I decided, I needed to get some stuff done. So what can I take and what makes sense? And then I'm realizing, like at the same time, like I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I have like eight, oh, nine, 10, 11. I have at least 12 projects already cut, along with another six or seven pre-cut kits, along with works in progress. I mean, it's just like it just doesn't stop. It just keeps going. And I don't know. It is what it is. But I did get some things done at Shady Pines this weekend. I started working, I don't know what's got me hooked on table runners and that. So I did get this table runner completed from start to finish this weekend. So I wanted, let's see, yeah. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out. All I need to do now is um, get it quilted and get it on the get it binded. I think the plan for this one is I'll probably do this on the sit down long arm because I just want to be able to just do some free motion and just get it knocked out and just get it done. And too funny though, cut all these pieces, had it all ready to go. I had already cut a couple of other patterns. And when I got there, I realized where it said, um, cut some of the charms one direction. John cut them in the opposite direction. Went to the quilt store that's up there, decided, right, support my local quilt shop. I don't get to go there very often. They apparently are only open now 10 to 4 Monday through Friday. So I did not get to support the local quilt shop. Probably never will because by the time I get there on Friday, they'll be closed, and I'm back on in the valley on Monday. So it's kind of disappointing, but I would have liked to support them. Ended up buying some yellows from Walmart just so I could get this done because I was a little frustrated that I couldn't get it done. Only to find out after all of that, after paying some extra money, buying stuff I really didn't need since I already had it down here, I realized I didn't cut one of the border strips. So I had to wait and finish it when I got home today, anyways, because I had the strips for the other three sides. I just didn't have enough to finish the last border. So I got that done. So, anyways, this is done, ready to go. I just need to get it over on the long arm, which already has, I think, two other table runners sitting there that I made 6 months ago. So, anyways, I've got several table runners now that I need to get done. And then I found this pattern and wanted to try this. And I know you're all going to make fun of me, but you're also used to me now. And that's why we're family, right? So I can do a lot of crazy things. This one was obviously made with charm packs. I opened my charm pack drawer and just realized, oh, you know what? Why not go on and do a Halloween table runner? So I did. And I really, really liked the way this turned out. And actually, I liked this one so much that I actually have another one cut that I'm going to do all in the blacks. So I decided, you know what? I'll do one with all the white background, and then do another one with the black background. And so, but I just love the way this turned out. I like this pattern. Although I will tell you guys, this pattern completely confused me. I had to go ask one of my friends to help me interpret and understand, like, dude, like, what is this pattern telling me to do? And then after um, we looked at it, then I realized, why are you being so crazy? And I thought, well, it could be just because you're just running, gunning, trying to get too much done. But anyways, so yet one more table runner for the long arm. So that is next to go there as well. I'm still trying to finish the other table runner. Maybe we'll get that stitched up tonight, but I've got to finish this tote tonight. So I don't know. I've been knocking some things out, just not enough um, to keep me satisfied because I just have so much going on. Oh, Balloona said it's her third retreat with her. I hope to do it, Stephanie retreat. I I am very excited to. I got to meet her New Year's Eve. She's such an amazing person. She's exactly like she comes across on YouTube. Um, she's just such an amazing person. And so, yes, I hope to do one of her retreats sometime. Mary says, "What nice spring colors, right?" Sally says, "Terrific." Hey, Zaza's in the house. Hi, John and everyone in the chat. Thanks for being here this afternoon. And see, Brian gets it. He likes Halloween too. Yeah, I mean, it feels a little strange, April doing Halloween, but you know what? It may take me till October to finally get the silly thing quilted and binded. So it doesn't matter, right? I can do things when I want to do them. I don't have to be on anyone else's schedule. I do that Monday through Friday. Jackie says the girls found my 2024 spooky box from Fat Quarter Shop. I need to pack it for easy access. You are correct. And mine is sitting right there. In fact, I think I have two of them because I bought one and then they ran them on clearance or special or something. And I really liked it. So I went back and got another one. So, anyways, got a couple of those to get done. All right, I think I'm caught up. So I actually started packing this weekend. Um, Zaza says I'm ahead of the game, just very organized. I am so trying. I tell you what, my mind is such a flutter that if I'm not very organized, it just really upends my world. So I have to be a certain organized because if not, I just can't do it. I did get my new Tula Pink Oliso iron. I am very happy to have that back in the house. I can't believe when I dropped that. It was such a freak way that I dropped it, and then I had no idea that that thing would shatter in so many pieces. So I started. What did I do? Oh, so I am hosting my first retreat, and with 8 folks in Payson, Arizona, coming New Year's Eve. So hopefully we will have some fun times. I've got some fun projects picked out, some fun things. So amongst everything else, I was able, while I was up north this weekend, to go see the retreat center, and the retreat center is really just a cool retreat center. So it has 4 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms each. Um, all double occupancy. Has a nice big sewing area, quilting area with design walls and all that. So really excited about that. So more to come as we finalize that. But I got the contracts and all that signed. So that will be happening at the end of the year. So I'm excited to host my first retreat and putting together some projects and that. So we can say we finished the year with something and we started the year with something else. I just think it'd be cool. So I am excited to get that going. Um, the lady that owns the retreat center could not have been any nicer. She was just a dream to work with. So excited to get that done. Um, but before I can release all the details in that, I do need to finish out a couple of things on my side, one of which is the website. So, finishing out my website, so you should have a new look at me and some things going on, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. So, I hope by Easter to have that up and running, and we'll appreciate any comments and feedback. If you all have time to go out and take a look once it's up, let me know. But um, I am excited to kind of enter the world of retreats and be able to bring hopefully a little bit different technique in that on them. Uh, as you can imagine, John will have his own special touch. So, but I think that will be fun. I really enjoyed Six Heaven last year, um, but I'll be honest, the travel and that gets so expensive. And I thought, you know what? Why not do your own thing? And so that is what we're going to try this year. We'll see how it works out. So I am excited about that. Actually, so I've already ordered some things, and things have started coming in. And so I decided, you know what, I need to empty out one tub um, storage bin so I can start packing stuff in another storage bin. And then I realized, oh, you know what? Got all this stuff. I found three table runners. Again, I'm having something with table runners right now. I found three table runners that were really cool. And I thought, okay, I need to get those out and get those hung where I can actually start using them. And then I found a bunch of stuff as far as Easter, some spring quilts, and some patriotic stuff. So I pulled that out. So I am going to take that to my daughter on for Easter when I go up. So I thought, you know what? So they're going to end up getting some of these table runners that I put together. They're going to get some a couple of quilts in that. So I'll probably just pack an extra suitcase, just kind of makes sense this trip, and let them have a choice about some things that they may want. Always fun to get to be with family, see what's going on, how things are going. And so I am anxious to get to be with the grandkids and get that. And but I thought, it'd be kind of nice for a change to take something for the adults. Typically, I only takes the grandkids, so because they're the priority, right? I mean, little boogers, they can be crazy. So if things work out, I hope little Ava Lynn will do a quick, uh, probably recorded video this time with me. Because typically I fly home Sunday on Easter. So we'll see how that works out. But if it all works out, I will have her on and we will do a quick video to just say how things are going. So that should be pretty exciting. All right, let's see what else. Balloonist says Stephanie says I have to go back to work. Tell you what, I understand. I understand. That's what we're there for, right? This also says you're ahead of the game, very organized, very exciting. How fun, John. Sally, listen, look, Sally's going for 4.5 days. So I can't wait to hear about your retreat and what goes on there. Zaza says she'd love to go to a retreat. I think, and each retreat is so different. Um, we did a mystery quilt with Rob at Stitch in Heaven. The nice thing was it was pre-cut, but it was kind of, there were so many people, and to me, it was almost disorganized because it was hard to watch them because they were in the other building doing it live on YouTube. So you had no one in the center. Probably only half or a third actually decided to work on that project versus another. I don't know. It just seemed really kind of crazy. So it'd be interesting to learn and see what people like, don't like, and what people are attracted to. Brian said he has not been to one. Brian needs to come to one. I'm actually hoping to host on the West Coast here in Phoenix in 26, hoping to host a men's retreat, uh, quilting retreat. So we'll see how things go. Becky says, I'm here. I'm just listening. I'm processing scraps. I tell you what, girl, you go for it. I have 4 laundry baskets full of scraps now. I don't even know what I'm going to go do. Jackie says, hoping to do a virtual retreat next fall. I'll be helping with the girls part of the time. No, I think that would be great. In fact, I thought, how cool would it be to actually do a virtual retreat? There's Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie, I know you've got your hands full and busy, but thanks for dropping in. Zaza said, Rob Appel looks like he thrives on chaos. I think that is very true. Because that man was all over the place, but there, he's as sharp as any quilter I've been around, and just a super nice guy. So can't say anything bad about the guy, folks that were there. I got to meet Carl. I got to meet Ingrid. I mean, there was just some. A lot of fun times there, a lot of things to be had, a lot of things to be learned. So it was all kind of cool. So it made the trip worthwhile. But I decided I wanted to do something different this year. Plus, I'm just kind of used to being in control. So heaven forbid. Um, I don't mean that in a critical way. I don't take anything critical. I can tell you that. Life's too short anymore. I don't even think of crazy things. Have a great week, Stephanie. Thanks for dropping in for a few minutes. So, interesting enough, something popped up on, I think it was Yahoo News or NBC the other day. I never watch NBC, but that was interesting. So, they had the top 10 homes that TV fans voted that if they were able to live in that particular house, which house they would choose. And I thought the list was really interesting. So I think at some point we all expect the Brady Bunch, right? If you're of that age, it's always about the Brady Bunch and everything circled around the Brady Bunch. And so we would have expected the Brady Bunch to be in the top 10, and it is. So number 10, interesting enough, was The Simpsons. So I thought that was interesting. Only 6% voted for The Simpsons, but thought I don't know that that would have made my list at all. Breaking Bad made number 9 was Walter White's house in Albuquerque. So I don't know anything about that. I've never watched Breaking Bad, believe it or not. So I am behind on that. The Sopranos, the New Jersey mansion. So I could see The Sopranos. I definitely think that would be cool. Um, oh, Jackie said she took 3 of her mom's tablecloths and cut them into napkins for her kids and the grands. Great memory, stains and all. Yeah, I tell you what, sometimes it's the stains that you remember most, right? Because it's like that was a meal that I had. I remember back in the day, where I actually had family and was able to enjoy Thanksgiving much differently. I have a great Thanksgiving. I have a great support system out here, so never take away from that. But it's just different when it's, especially back in the 70s and 80s. It was just different the way we celebrated Thanksgiving compared to, I think, today sometimes. So anyway, Sopranos was number 8. Oh look, Carl's up at Stephanie's too. Of course, he's at Stephanie's retreat. Tell you what, I want to do a Stephanie retreat sometime. So we'll see. Just need to find a way to get her more West Coast. Tell you what, I'm already dreading flying all the way across the country just for Easter, even though I've got 2 grandkids waiting to see me, which makes the trip itself worthwhile. But I have to get up at my car service is picking me up at 3:30 a.m. So, my flight takes off at 6. So it just, it's just so hard to go west to east. Coming back's not so bad, but just dread. I just feel like I'm exhausted the whole time with that 3-hour time change. It's just a lot. Um, so Sopranos was number 7. Brady Bunch actually came in at number 6. I thought was interesting. So the Brady Bunch did not make the top 5. Number 5 of all houses, which I thought was really interesting, was Bridgerton. And I mean, Bridgerton had some beautiful homes in that, but I don't know that that would have been one that I was after. In fact, it would not have been Bridgerton. I'm trying to think of the other series that came out um, that was about old New York money and New York money. Um, and the guy, they end up building a mansion up the street. The new money did and all that. That's the house. If I was going to go back in time, that would be the house I would probably have looked at. But anyways, Bridgerton was number 5. Friends of all things was number 4. So how interesting. I have no desire to live in an apartment in New York. So I can tell you. And plus, I was not a Friends fan. It just never um, that show just never appealed to me for some reason. I've got lots of friends that used to like it, and loved it. In fact, I remember, for a long time I was a huge NCIS fan. But that I even got tired of NCIS after a while, especially after I got rid of Tony and Ziva. So it just was never the same to me after that. So I just quit watching that altogether as well. Um, so top three. Oh, Balloon says Carl's two seats to my right. He's eating ice cream. Tell you what, I had a Carl's a sharp guy. I really had a good time with him in Quentin, and it was fun getting to know them. Problem was, Carl was on the other. He was in the same area as me, but he was too far away for me to really get to spend the time with him. I would have liked to. So take advantage, balloonist. Carl has purple hair this time. Of course, he has purple hair. That's what I want to be able to do: is retire one day and dye my hair purple. Not as much as I love purple. I just can't imagine having. Just can't imagine doing changing my hair color. But we'll see. I don't know. I think it would be cool just to freak people out, right? I could do it now and just freak people out at work. My very conservative boss would, I know, just welcome seeing you walk in one day with purple hair. I think that would push them over the edge for sure. Yep, Russ has got purple hair. What's up with that? So, not the only one. I've got a friend here in Sun City West who used to do purple highlights in her hair. It was so becoming to her, and she hasn't done that for the last couple of years. It's kind of interesting because it was very becoming. It was very a very good look for her. Carl says it is fun. I can only imagine. All right, so you do realize if I can get this last tote, this is the last tote that I need to get done for Virginia. So not that my granddaughter needs like four totes, but you know, I don't I don't buy her or make her things because I think she needs, and I buy her or make her things because I want to. So good thing I don't care about how much she needs or what she needs. I know my daughter did tell me no clothes. I'm just telling you, no clothes. Uh, apparently, she does have more than enough clothes. So I am. So see, when you take one thing away from me, I have to make up for it with something else. So I am making up for it with tote bags this trip, tote bags and quilts. So it'll be the first time I've actually taken a bunch of stuff like that home and really handed out some of the quilts and table runners and things like that. So I'm kind of excited about it. That will be different. And so I think that will be very exciting. Let me figure out where I want to stop to let me be able to um, be able to birth this bag when it comes time. So I went to Shady Pines this weekend. It was cold, folks. It was so crazy cold. Um, Saturday turned out not so bad, but it started raining on us just as we were getting into town and that. And I was like, really? Because now I got to get out and charge the car, and it's going to be cold. And like, really, could you not just wait it like 30 minutes? But where I charged the car is a Mexican restaurant. And so ended up going into the Mexican restaurant for dinner while the car charged. And that worked out really well. And it's actually one of the best Mexicans I have had in Arizona. I will have to say I was really disappointed moving here. I had decent Mexican back in Virginia. I am a huge Mexican fan. And thought, man, when I moved to Arizona, I'll have some of the best Mexican food. And I'll be honest, that just didn't come to fruition and really kind of disappointing. So now I have found somewhere that um, will serve that purpose. So kind of excited about that. So that worked out. Joyce is here. Thanks for joining this afternoon, Joyce. My granny had a purple rinse in her hair. See, I think my granny had blue. I think she was one of the blue haired ladies back in the day. See, as long as I get that, girl can never have too many bags. Is that not true? I mean, it's just true, right? So, plus she is a little prima donna anyway, so she is definitely spoiled. And that's okay. There's no use having grandkids if you can't spoil them. I like my grandchildren spoiled. My daughter keeps going, but you just don't get it sometimes. I'm like, really? I've raised you, and you were one of the most spoiled kids ever. But I will have to say, I think her kids are even more spoiled than she was, and I thought she was spoiled. But she's got good kids. That's what I said. You need to quit worrying about the silly things. You've got good kids. Your kids are love school. They're doing well in school. Now, granted, they're in first grade and kindergarten, right? But at the same time, they're doing well in school. They listen to for the most part. They love their teachers. That's what's interesting. Some of my daughters, like, they drive me nuts at home, but yet the teachers talk about how great they are, how they mind, how they respond. I was like, yeah, I understand. I raised two children that way. They were great out in public and at home. They could certainly put you through your steps. But again, I would much rather have them be that way at home than to be that way at school or any other place. So it was fine. All works out in the end. As I raised you, that made me giggle. Right. I tell you what, my daughter, and unfortunately, what makes it worse is my daughter, poor thing, has my personality because my son in law will call me every now and then. And he's like, I had no idea. I was like, well, I tried to warn you moving in. So, I let you know up front. She's a spoiled little kid. She's used to getting her way, and she was a daddy's girl. So, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. She was a hard worker. She did what she was supposed to do, and she's a good mom. So it's funny because he'll laugh sometime, going, you could have warned me more. No, dude, I tried to warn you before you took her away from me. As I remind my daughter, cannot believe you let me move to Arizona without you. Thought for sure she would have followed Daddy out here, but they all eventually find something better than Daddy. So is what it is. But it is. She's a good kid, good mother, and I am excited to get to see her. So that's going to be fun. I get to see my nephew and his wife, and she is actually the only one that watches the channel. So she is the only one that knows what's going to happen and what's going on because Miss Erin gets a little shout out. See, watches the channel, so she keeps up. That's how she keeps up with me. My daughter goes, "Yeah, I keep meaning to." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. It's all good. This way I can talk about what I want to talk about, and you all have no idea. And it's probably safer that way." Mm, we shall see. Right, come on. Right, now all I've got to do is finish a top stitch, and how exciting that all the tote bags will be done, and then I can work yet on another table runner. I still got the kitty cat tote bags to work on. And guys, I'm telling you, I have fallen in love yet again with the Fabric Cafe. So, needless to say, I have overindulged in some of their books. Um, but I think I found several patterns that they have that just lend themselves to Tula. It's like it just screams, I really want to show off your fabric, and Tula would be perfect for that. And so I think I finally found a pattern that I'm excited enough about that I'm willing to open up my Tula drawer and finally do something with Tula. But now I've got this new Andover, and it's like, okay, maybe I should do that first because I really would like that. And I really do feel like my skills are starting to really kind of like take shape. I do think finally finding a machine that I like, having time to really put it in practice, um, is given me a real opportunity to start focusing so much better on what I want and how things should end up. So we shall see. All right, I think I actually have this done. This may have gone. I'm not sure if it would have went better or worse if I had my glasses on. So I don't know why I didn't have my glasses on. I didn't have them on because I really only need them to read. So, but we shall see. That right now. I'm really happy the way that top stitch turned out. I have to say, I am so in love with my Jukis. I have finally played with this one a little bit. I still don't have a name for him. So Coco Chi over here will be getting a name. I'm hoping he gets a polite name instead of some of the other names that I've called some of these other machines. But Jake here is back to working and handling things much better. And I've got the applique stuff. I really want to get started over there. So I need to get working on that. But look how cool. So if and she's one of those 70s daisies type girl. Even though she's 7 years old, I bought her what definitely would have been like one of those hippie outfits a while back, and she just fell in love with it in that style. So I guess that must be the style that's going around right now. All right, let's see. As I said, I preferred mine to misbehave at home too. Yeah, I think sometimes we get so hung up that we just don't let kids be kids. And that's what I keep telling her. Just, everything you do, make a memory. Just enjoy the kids. Jackie says both of mine did marching band, instills great discipline. Then my son went in the Marines after high school. Right there, you go. Both of mine played sports. Sally says I was close to my dad too. He taught me a lot, and then I got my crafty OCD from him, my love of cooking from mom, best of both worlds. Yep, you couldn't ask for anything better than that, right? I mean, it is just funny how we do pick up the different things from our dads and our parents, right? So I remember telling my daughter, like, I need you to come help me because I've always done the holiday cooking in our family for a long time. And so I did the holiday cooking around Thanksgiving and Easter and all that. And I remember telling my daughter, "You need to come help dad. You need to help dad do this. You need to help dad do that." My daughter did not have much interest in it. So now it's funny because she calls me and goes, all those times you wanted me to cook? Now, it would have really been, yes, I know. I tried to encourage that. So it's interesting. So now we are doing it a little long distance at times. Her husband is actually a good cook. And my daughter actually is starting to enjoy it more. So I told her, I said, that's the thing. Just don't stress out over it. Just find what makes sense, what you enjoy, and just go for that. And the rest of it, just don't care about it. Life's too short. I don't plan on having I just don't plan on having lots of stress in my life anymore. I choose not to. And if people stress me, I choose not to have them in my life anymore. So I'm not going to have um, I'm not going to deal with stress and craziness. It's just funny how others want to put stuff on us And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not willing to take that. So sorry, that's your monkey. That's your problem. So you take your monkey and go somewhere else and play because I'm not taking that on. And I think part of that is being in human resources for so many years that I've just learned that not everything is my problem. And I love when managers call and say, well, I'm sending this employee over to you to fix them. Like I broke them and I need to fix them. Like, yeah, no, you need to decide what your standards are and how those are going to play out and flush out. And yeah, no, if there's no fixing. If they're not performing, then you need to tell them they're not performing and why and what they need to do, and quit worrying about sending them somewhere to be fixed. I always thought that was an interesting expression. So this is my last. This is the last Donna Jordan um, table runner that I did. I am trying to get that. I have talked to you all about it, I think, for 3 weeks. So I do want to take this one as well. So I just needed to quilt it out. Everything else has been done. And it just keeps sitting on the back burner over there, very patiently, actually waiting its turn to see if it's going to hit finish. I was watching a YouTube video today where someone was talking about all the work in progress they have, and they have this and they have that. And I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I can so relate to that, and I just got to figure out a way to get a little more focused to get things done. And I really like this because this had the Cafe um, charm pack that I bought to go with it, and I just thought it was so cool. And I actually got all the charm squares lined up pretty dead on, which has been a new task for me. So again, just trying to continue building my skills and get. Oh, whoops! Wish I hadn't done that. Did not mean to do that. Now I got to take those stitches out. It's not what I meant. So instead of hitting the reverse button, I hit the forward button. Now I have stitches where I didn't want stitches. That's okay. I know how to take them out. The one thing that Sean, the guy who sews, taught me is seam rippers. And I know he is a big fan of Mr. Jack. So we will make these disappear and no one will ever be the wiser, especially after I run it through the washer. All right, catch up on. Hey, Jan's here. Welcome in, Miss Jan. Thanks for joining tonight. She says I lost track of time, but she's still in her PJs. See, she has her priorities. She gets it. Oh, Jackie said hers did softball and ice hockey in the desert. Tell you what, ice hockey in the desert. How crazy would that be? Jeannie's here. Zaza Kevmer says, Mary, I'm sorry I had to step away. I agree. Can't do stress at my age at 74. I can't deal with it. And I'm sorry. I thought I needed to for years. Good for you, John. Thank you. I think I'll be honest, I think we have learned more. I think that's one of the things that we still appreciate post COVID is that we just don't want to allow people to stress us out anymore in that. And it was funny, I was telling somebody the other day because TV has gotten so expensive. I took cable out. Now I've canceled Netflix and a few other services. But what's funny is Roku actually offers free streaming, and they offer free streaming of the news. And interesting enough, I can get our local CBS station has a good morning show along with Fox Local. Both do a nice job in the morning. I don't watch national news typically. I prefer just to watch the local. But what's cool is when the commercials come on, they just play a little song and dance that says, "We'll be back in a few minutes. hang tight because I guess the advertisers aren't paying to be advertised on some, this channel. And so I was like, man, I wish I'd known about this during the political season because I could have avoided all those ads and I would not have had to listen to all that craziness. So I was like, I don't think I'll ever go back to regular network television or cable again. I can't imagine paying for cable anymore. And I actually just stopped my Netflix the last time they raised it last month or 2 months ago. I was like, you know what? I'm done with you too. And realized I still have HBO along with something else and thought, you know what? I'm stopping those too to only find out that I had paid for a year subscription. But I did tell it not to renew. And then turned right around and had to get Hulu because Hulu had that new show, Mid Century Modern, I wanted to watch, but actually got 4 months of that for $11. And I marked on the calendar to go in and cancel it because I'm not keeping it. I'm not paying these outrageous fees anymore. And you know what? I have YouTube. And if you have YouTube, you don't need anything else. I can jump on, talk to my family, so learn. The problem is I have to be careful what YouTube channel I get to because all of a sudden I find something new. And as much as I would love to blame Mr. Russ because he can be such a bad influence on me at times, this Andover and this 2024 sunburst pattern, he had nothing to do with. And so that's actually all on me for a change. So I have to kind of accept ownership of that. So it's more fun when it usually comes from Russ and we're able to blame him. But this one particular time, Russ was actually a little guilt free. So, but it's okay. Doesn't matter. I still got, what else do I have coming? I still have all the new Tula Pink line coming. And I ordered mine from my favorite quilting store. Because believe it or not, my local quilting store that I like doesn't carry out here. I got all that out. So see now that looks good again. Um, Tula, and I definitely had to have Tula. So it is what it is. Dan says you look very rested today. Must be relaxed going north. Sending hugs. Yes, it's very nice going up north. It is just a whole different pace. Oh, Russ remembers Corey from the morning show. Actually, Corey's on the nights now. So they moved him to nights. Um, I like Corey well enough. He gets on my nerves sometimes because he can be just a little much at times. But not sure why they moved him to nights. I thought that was an interesting change, but it is what they did. It is an interesting team. So Ty Brennan is now on the morning show. I do have to say I do like Ty. Um, he brings a different, unique energy to the morning show. So our park has a good deal for cable and Wi-Fi. Yeah, see, it makes a big difference. Like my park up in Star Valley, I actually get cable free as part of part of that rent. So I get water, cable, garbage, and that, and yet I hardly ever watch it because I'm just not there enough to fool with it. But I do like that they include that. So um, I did get it hooked up, but that was about as far as I got with it. Tell you the truth, I try to watch anything on YouTube and keep up with other channels and everything else going on, and do my own thing. Um, there's just not that there's just not that much time in the day anymore, and I can't wait to retire and see how much time I have to do things because I have a feeling it's not going to be any different for me. I like being busy. It's just my personality. It's just the way it is, and I have a feeling that's not going to change. So dinner tonight is fajitas because we weren't here to have fajitas on the Blackstone. So I'm having fajitas tonight for dinner. So I am anxious for that. And I may have one or two margaritas. You just never know. Um, Somehow margaritas do make the fajitas just taste that much better. Thursday night we had we call it the Boomers Club, had a dance social. Had an amazing band. It was called Go Wild, um, was the name of the event. And a lot of them dressed in safari gear and all that, but got to go with some friends. Had a really nice time. Got to listen to the band. Got to just do a bunch of dancing. I always enjoy dancing. I have always liked to dance. It's always just hard to find a partner that wants to dance and that. But I was fortunate that I had the right person with me, and we danced just enough to make John happy and not enough to make anyone else stressed. So that was fun. So I am always up for, yeah. See, yet again, had to rush home from work Thursday to get done so we could get changed, so we could get to yet another event this weekend coming up. Saturday, I already have a full schedule. The Quilt Club has their Acu Quilt Club meets on Saturday, which I doubt I will be going to because they actually I think are meeting. I don't know if they're meeting 2 days or one day, but it's an all-day workshop. But I actually have the garden club, so it'll be the first time that I get to meet a lot of the folks at the garden area. So they're having lunch for us and doing all of that, and so that'll be nice. And they're having some door prizes, so I can't wait to see how that turns out. So my daughter's texting me because obviously since she's not watching me on YouTube, she has no idea that we're doing it. She says, my grandson had his first football game and his team won 31-26. And he's actually, I think, done pretty well because he can tend to be a little aggressive for a 5-year-old. But he's playing flag football and actually, I think, seems to really like it. So I'm sure since his team won, that just made it all that much better. All right, I got one more row to go down before I top stitch this. And yes, I realize I am completely ignoring chat tonight, which you all know that is not typically me. Yeah, I just want to go and do a top stitch around this. Then all I have to do is wash this and get this ready to go up north. As also says, sometimes I just wait till the whole season of a show and then I've been released and takes the right. I don't blame you. I can tell you what this new everybody wants to make me watch ads now is driving me nuts. And it's like, you know what? I would much rather, if that's to be the case, I'll wait until it comes out on DVD or something and buy it and spend the $20 and own it and not have to deal with commercials. I am just not sitting dealing with commercials and all that, and it just gets so old. And it just it makes everything twice as long. So interesting enough, I just joined Hallmark Plus. I've been waiting. Finally thought, you know what? You like Hallmark, you enjoy Hallmark. I will say the only biggest criticism I have of Hallmark Plus is they have all the new movies. So if they show a new movie on the Hallmark channel, it's on Hallmark Plus the next day. Of course, I don't have to watch advertisements and that. Plus, they give you like a $5 gift card every month as part of your subscription and that. So I will say I think Hallmark has tried to do it right. Uh, but the best thing about the whole thing is I'm able to watch the movies I want. I'm able to, kind of stream and pick what I want when I want. I don't have to worry about now trying to DVR them or trying to, jump through the commercials and that, which can always be a pain. The only thing I don't like is it's their channel, their movies, right? And but yet they don't have previews, they don't have trailers for their movies, and it's like, all right, so I might want to watch that, or I may not want to watch that, but at the same time, it's like whatever. So, but they have several Prince and Princesses movies out, and I've watched all three of those. So it was a busy weekend. I'm telling you. No, Sally says I'm working on the beanies, and I did a whole row wrong. But although it's frustrating, you have to admit it is much easier than getting the seam ripper out. So, Sally says, retiree here, you'll wonder at some point how you had time to work. I believe it. I mean, I've built up so many projects. We've got so many clubs and activities. I just love it enough. Zaza says I'm not paying more to have these subscriptions. I pay enough every month. It's gotten so out of hand. Brian says I don't pay extra for the ad free either. I don't blame y'all. Hey Katie, welcome in. I called you the other day. You were busy. You've been a busy, busy girl. So crazy. So thanks for dropping in this afternoon. Always fun to see you. Um, Katie certainly has keeps a busy schedule too, and she still works, so she has a lot always going on. It seems like I haven't been on her channel, and she hasn't been on mine for a while. So that's another one that I have to work on at some point. Danielle reminded me the other day how much fun we had together. Because I really want to get back on. She wants me to do paper piecing with her on that gnome because she knows I bought those patterns. But yet again, it's on the list. That one may be a little bit further down the list since that is going to require yet a new skill for John. But we'll see. I'm kind of excited to try that and see if I like paper piecing or at least how much patience John has. John has never been known actually for having an exorbitant amount of patience, but you never know. Things change with age. So at least that's what I'm going to say. Guys, I want you to see. Look, I got yet this table runner done, and I got the tote bag done. So we had a good night tonight, right? So I'm really happy with how this turned out. Oh, you know what I forgot? Oh my gosh, no wonder. All right. So this isn't done because John forgot to go back and patch up um, to close out where he left this open to pull everything through. So we'll have to figure that out. I didn't realize that. So we will figure out how to make that happen and make that look not too crazy wild. All good. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you all dropping in. I appreciate getting to have some time with you. Katie says, I would like to sew with you again too, John. Icecraft too. See, she is just amazing. I always enjoy being with Katie. She is definitely a sweetheart as well. I like Jen's comment. Jen says, I work harder now than retired. My father, we used to work him pretty hard after he retired. And he told me he was awfully tired, but he was still in search of the re because he definitely would like to have that RE in front of it. So he was an amazing man. I miss my dad. Well, guys, thanks for dropping in. Thanks for letting me rattle on tonight. Thanks for being part of Guys Craft 2 and our family. I appreciate each and every one of you. It means so much. I am hoping to jump on this week and do another recording. Would like to try to at least do some type of vlog during the week, and we'll see how that goes. But as always, until next time, happy crafting.